Hello, my name is Noah Hoffman, and this is my study on the advantages and disadvantages of ebook collections in public libraries. One of the primary jobs of libraries has always been to provide books to their patrons. For a long time, print books were the only book around. Sure, they might have come in different forms, but they were all largely the same. However, in the last 2 decades or so, a new type of book has entered the scene, the ebook. This new type of book could be read on digital e-reader devices or even read using special apps run on smart devices. Many people liked this new format of book and started reading them. They did have their fair share of advantages. Seeing the popularity of this new type of book, libraries all over the world began adding collections of ebooks to their library's collection, especially the public libraries, whose focus is on serving the community at large. But was this a good idea? Should public libraries spend so much time, money, and effort creating and maintaining collections of ebooks? And what advantages and disadvantages can they bring to the library? According to the literature, there are many advantages to ebooks, the biggest one being their cheap price. Ebooks require paper, ink, large machines to print them, and people to run those machines. All of this costs money, but with ebooks, because they are digital content, they can be reproduced indefinitely for no cost once the book is written. Another major advantage of ebooks is that they are much easier to use for academic research. Many ebooks offer the ability to do keyword searches of the book's content, which makes it much easier to find specific information in the book. This makes them especially popular among college students. And finally, one more advantage of ebooks is how helpful they can be to those with disabilities that make reading normal print books difficult. Most ebooks have a variety of features like zooming in, built-in dictionaries, and audio narration to make them easier to read. There are certainly disadvantages when it comes to ebooks as well. One big one is that to actually use ebooks, people need a device capable of using an ebook, along with a steady source of power to recharge the device when necessary, and a reliable Wi-Fi signal to actually download the ebooks onto the device. Print books can be read anywhere at any time. This is not the case with ebooks. One of the biggest problems when it comes to ebooks, especially in regard to libraries, are the laws protecting people's rights to ebooks. Often, publishers will make the library impose limits on how many people can check out an ebook at a time, which, given the nature of ebooks, there is really no reason to do. It is also not uncommon for publishers to make the libraries use special third-party software to use their ebooks. And finally, one more disadvantage regarding ebooks is how much effort ebook collections take to maintain compared to print books. Maintaining a collection of ebooks can be a difficult, time-consuming process, which has led many libraries to have a dedicated librarian for their ebook collection. One important thing to consider when it comes to the ebooks and their libraries is that there are a number of different types of libraries, and they use ebooks in very different ways. Public libraries and academic libraries in particular have differences between them. Public libraries often give the better experience when it comes to ebooks because they have to purchase fewer titles each year. This gives them more money to purchase the same books in different formats, ebooks included. It is also typically easier to download an ebook from a public library, as they usually have specialty programs patrons can use to easily download ebooks onto their devices. It is also typically much easier to get on an ebook's waitlist at a public library. Academic libraries, on the other hand, usually don't do ebooks as well. Public libraries often have to purchase their ebooks in large bunches, which makes them more expensive and gives the publishers a lot more power. Academic libraries also do not typically have a dedicated program for downloading ebooks from their collection. Though college students still use ebooks of the ebook collections of academic libraries quite often, typically using them over print books when it comes to research. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic had a large effect on the ebook collections of the libraries all over the world. Since so many people were trapped at home, a library's ebook collection was often the only part of a library's collection patrons could access. This understandably caused circulation numbers for library collections to greatly increase, even so much as doubling in some places. One of the main advantages of ebooks is the ability to get new books anytime, anywhere. The problem this research paper will be studying is whether or not the advantages of ebooks being included in public library collections outweigh the disadvantages. This study will examine both the advantages of ebooks and adding them to the public library's collection, as well as the disadvantages adding them to a public library's collection can bring. The research questions are as follows. Does adding an ebook collection cause any noticeable increase in circulation numbers for the library? How much does the average library spend on creating, maintaining, and developing their ebook collection? And what kind of legal problems do libraries face in regard to their ownership of ebooks? This study will be using a quotient sampling method to select 10 public libraries. The only real criteria for selecting these libraries will be that they have some form of ebook collection. The first libraries contacted will be the ones closest to the studies manager's hometown of Augusta, Maine. Once the public libraries in Augusta, Maine have been asked to participate in the study, public libraries in the surrounding towns will be asked until 10 libraries agree to participate in the study. Data will be collected using an online survey. All of the surrounding libraries will be contacted via email asking if they wish to participate in the study. If the library's director agrees to participate, they will be sent another email with a link to the survey. This survey will be 10 questions long and ask a variety of questions about the library's ebook collection. These questions will all be multiple choice. The initial email inviting the libraries to participate will be sent to the library's director, and if they choose to participate in the study, they will email the study's organizers, who will send them an informed consent document for them to sign. When the library's director sends back the signed documents, they will be then sent the link to the online survey, where they or whoever the librarian in charge of the library's ebook collection and can answer the survey's questions. One of the main limitations of the study will be getting libraries to participate in the study. Depending on how busy they are, they might not participate at all. Also, there is no guarantee that even if a library agrees to participate in the study, that the information they provide will be accurate. It is unlikely a library would give false data, but it is something that needs to at least be considered. And finally, because the survey is multiple choice, it will be unable to gather specific details and only be able to gather general information about a library's specific ebook collection. The data analysis technique that will be used to analyze the data collected by the survey will be descriptive statistics. As all of the questions in the survey will be multiple choice, they count as quantitative data. And because the purpose of the study is to use the data collection and to determine how these libraries use and handle their ebook collections and whether or not they should have them, descriptive statistics will work very well for this. The data collected from this study will be displayed in a number of tables, one for each question, in which will list the question and answers along with how many libraries choose each answer. The data gathered by this survey will likely show that public libraries should in fact have ebook collections. This assumption is due to the fact that so many public libraries have ebook collections that there must be a good reason for it. Libraries have limited time, manpower, and money, and they would not keep a collection that their patrons do not use, especially one that takes so much resources to maintain. The results of this survey will be useful not only to determine whether or not public libraries should have ebook collections, but how many resources they should put towards maintaining an ebook collection. A library has to put their limited resources to whatever would help and attract the most patrons. Further research that could be done on this topic is determining what parts of a library's ebook collection deserve the most resources, letting the libraries know which parts of the collection to focus on. I hope you have all liked my study and think it is interesting. I hope everyone has a great summer. Goodbye.